Welcome to Quack&Co, where every video is 10 minutes or less. My name is Tony Vicinda, and I'm Chief Alchemist over at Plus One EXP, and this week we're taking over. I am somebody who has spent a lot of time diving into different crowdfunding platforms, from Indiegogo to obviously Kickstarter, to using GameFound, to using a new one called Crowdfunder, and that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today, because right now a lot of people are asking the question, should Kickstarter have the place in the community that it does? Obviously, it's tremendously helpful for people getting their ideas out there, marketing their game, helping bring projects that all of us love to life, but there's been a lot of problems in the community, and Kickstarter isn't a perfect solution for every project. Over on our channel, where we talk a lot about indie RPGs, we're constantly encouraging people to pick the best platform for their project. And so with that said, Crowdfunder is a brand new platform, and for transparency, I'm on a organizing group that's helping support some of the work that Crowdfunder is doing. So I am time-wise invested in the platform, but I'm invested in it because I think it's absolutely great and amazing, and doing a lot of things that remind me of the early days of Kickstarter. If you weren't around for the early days of Kickstarter, when it started, it was this brand new, fresh idea to help creators, artists, other people bring projects to life, yes, but oftentimes say, hey, what is it going to cost me to just be able to create for 6 months? I want to fundraise the money to just be able to make my art for the next 6 months. And we still see some projects like that. And obviously we see a lot of board games and RPGs and other things come out, but we've lost a lot of that early creative impulse that was really directly tied to how do we support a creator, and how do we create a pathway for a creator being able to step into sustainable work for the type of projects they want to create. And that's a deep passion for us at Plus One and here at Quackalope. I know that the dream is to just help people make amazing games and share those games with you and teach people how to play those games. And so as part of that, the reason I love Crowdfunder is it puts a lot of the emphasis back on how are you supporting the creator. It's a brand new platform. It's only 7 months old. It doesn't have a huge following yet, but we're seeing a lot of small $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 projects come in right now and be very successful on the platform because they highly incentivize the social sharing aspect. They don't have an algorithm. Projects are just sorted by the most recent up, or whatever you choose to sort it by, alphabetically, anything like that. But also they give the creators direct access to their backers from the moment they back. They don't have to wait until the end of the campaign to be able to communicate with you, to prep shipping. The money is actually charged right away, which some people may or may not like, unless they're choosing to do a traditional model where it's charged at the end, which you can do. But it also is a platform that can be used for free, which almost no other platform that I'm aware of can. You can choose to just operate on Crowdfunder and not give them any money, which is a huge benefit to a small creator. They can also choose to ask you, their followers, to pay the 2 to 3% to help support Crowdfunder, or they can choose, because they want to invest in the platform, to do a traditional model where 5% of their funds are going to the funding platform to help underwrite it. Crowdfunder is so committed to creators and supporting them that they're willing to sacrifice their own income streams in order to do that, in order to be as flexible as possible. There's also, for most other funding platforms, geographic lockouts, like people in Southeast Asia or Latin America or other parts of the world that don't have banks in them that are connected to the payment processor for whatever platform you're using. People in those countries can't use Kickstarter or other platforms. There's actually only a relatively small number of developed countries that can. Crowdfunder you can use anywhere and everywhere because they ask you to set up your own payment processor via Stripe or PayPal, which means it's a phenomenal way to support not just US-based creators or European creators, but creators all over the globe who create very different, exciting projects that oftentimes we would never get to see unless we see more freedom like this come up in crowdfunding. I really love the way that Crowdfunder has removed itself from the situation as a platform. They want you to be able to use them. They want you to be able to have the infrastructure you need, but they have not made any of the funding about what they do. They've restored the relationship a little bit more perfectly, not 100% perfectly, but a little bit more perfectly between the backer and the creator, between the person whose dream you're trying to make happen, whose game you're trying to get into the world, and you. And that's not to create some sort of weird parasocial relationship, But it's a way for a platform to say we are so invested in the vision that we have and in the people we want to support that we are very willing to take the back seat and not just hoard all the data and take all the things that we want out of the relationship. They're willing to give and give and give. And so I have really enjoyed diving into the Crowdfunder platform, looking at the things that it does well, looking at the way that it's truly giving back to the creative community. And I'm very excited over the next couple of years to see all the things that come out of it. You're going to ask, is there an app? There's not an app. And I understand that for a lot of you, you really want that. But if you're willing to go invest in creators on some of these other small platforms, I'd highly encourage you. Crowdfunder is actively looking for people in the indie game space and the indie comic space who are looking for a new and different type of platform. So if you're a creator, check them out. If you're somebody who doesn't make games but just loves to play them, please check them out also and help more of those creators' dreams become a reality. This has been Quack&Co, where every conversation is 10 minutes or less. My name's Tony Vicinda from Plus One EXP, and this week we've taken over.